Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We're going to get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here in the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's delivered live free sports mix of the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners of professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place, let's take a peek at who's on the show here with us here for today. All right, let's bring him in right now. We got Mitch, Wednesdays with Mitch, James Clark, Ninos, Dana Lane will sign in bottom of the hour. Wayne Scott and Rod Zawacky. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We got Mitch, Nino, Scott, Zawacky, Lane, Clark, and then I will close this one out. All right, still 8 games left to go here for Major League Baseball, as well as a single from the NBA, couple on the ice. So let's get this one underway. It's Wednesdays with Mitch. Chris with the afternoon off today, joining his vacation. So we'll go ahead and bring in Mitch here to lead us off here on Wednesday. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time with that morning show, plus a slew of video series as well. Mitch, how's it going?
It is getting busier by the day in what is supposed to be our slower time, but it hasn't slowed down for us over here at Pick Dogs. We are trying every kind of new thing in sight, and I think people are just trying to scramble to catch up, and I love it. I love seeing all the crap that our competitors are spewing out, man. It's like, oh man, this is lame.
yeah. There's some folks already calling them out on Twitter, about the certain type of influencers out there that. Well, I don't want to get too into it. You guys know what's going on. At some point, people are going to smarten up and kind of just look for the content and not worry so much about the charm and personality.
Yeah, I think that's the way that it goes, and I think we are pretty charming and have some pretty good personality to begin with.
That's right, indeed. All right, but it's not all that you try to get by on. that's what's happening here, right?
That's for sure. And I think, what you're seeing here at Pick Dogs is we're just, like we've always tried to be something for everyone. We know our audience has expanded, so we've had to expand along with it. And now we've gotten into more robust and deep dive into different betting strategies. And we've also lightened it up with some of the things that are just, in favor betting things right now, like prize picks, like prop betting and nerfies and yerfies and things of that nature.
Absolutely. All right, Mitch, let's get in here with Major League Baseball for today, 7:45 Eastern Time. Angels continue their road trip at the Cardinals. Angels favored here, minus 123. Total sits here 7.5.
Cardinals are just so bad right now. It's amazing to me just how bad this team actually is. What we've seen from the Cardinals this season is, this is a team that's won 33% of their games. There's a lot of reasons why the Cardinals are bad, but the main reason that I'm seeing is that failure to hit with runners in scoring position from key players like Nolan Arenado. We're not going to single anybody out except for Nolan Arenado, who's been a just absolute bust with the runners in scoring position, especially with 2 outs. I mean, is where he's really just not come through at all. Then you have a pitching staff that's underperformed, and it's like part of it you have to say, are these guys just not the pitchers that many gave them credit to be? And then on the other side of it is, Yadi Molina makes every pitcher a better pitcher, and not having him behind the plate is really showing its impact. Wilson Contreras, not like the worst catcher in baseball, but he's middle rung on a good day. And I think we're seeing that as well. He was a guy that they changed the rules as far as mound visitations for because he was just so annoying about it. And the thing is, when it comes to him hitting at the plate, he really isn't clutch either. I think Wilson Contreras was able to change the pace of the game and do things like that to the point where they finally had to change the rule. But when it comes to actually calling a game behind the plate, he's not the type of guy that's going to take a career middle rung guy like Jordan Montgomery and make him a 2-point something ERA guy like Yachty does. And I think that's the difference. It's like you see Jack Flaherty having trouble finding the plate, and when he does find the plate, he's finding the opposing batters' bats. And when we see guys like Adam Wainwright not making it to the hill yet, and guys like Johan Oviedo without Yachty there to elevate his game and to call that game and to give him the confidence. Oviedo actually on the Pirates, but I mean, you see the general theme, with the Cardinal pitching staff. And I think, when you have Steven Matz, as part of your starting rotation, it tells a lot about your team. You know, if there's a place for Mats. Miles Miklos, who goes tonight, we call him all sorts of different names on this show. We got Mike Los, we got Miklos, we got Miklos, we got all kinds of names that we call him. But I'll tell you what we call him. We call him Stinker. He's not very good on the road at all. Of course, at Coors Field is the place where he gets bombed the most, and he was already bombed there. He got hit at home against Atlanta. Last time out against the Giants was his best outing of the year. He went 6.1 innings and allowed just 4 hits and 2 walks. But we've seen a lot of walks out of this Cardinals pitching staff. And tonight up against Shohei Ohtani, they're not going to get any kind of breaks. So, Shohei Ohtani, I think what we need to do is we need to just say, this is the best player in baseball. And we could talk about Aaron Judge, and we could talk about Mike Trout, who, gets a lot of his key hits and his number padding stuff after the game has been decided. It's kind of like our YouTube commenters telling us about their 9-team parlay they hit the next day. It's like really doesn't help us much at all. And Mike Trout doesn't help us much at all. But when you look at Shohei Ohtani and you look at what this guy has delivered, what we have here is possibly one of the greatest baseball players, not just right now, but of all time. He's delivering at the plate as a batter. But let's look at these pitching numbers that he's come through with this season. Last time out against Oakland, he was hit. But the thing is, outside of that, he hasn't really been hit at all. It was 0 runs against the Royals, 1 run against the Red Sox, 0 runs against the Nationals, 1 run against Seattle, 0 runs against Oakland, and he has been nothing short of sensational, to the tune of a 1.85 ERA and a 4-0 record. Tony, this is the best player I've ever seen. And it's like, I know it's early in his career, and I know, I've talked about other players that I say are the greatest players, but this is the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, there's no doubt what he does on the mound and he does at the plate. There's no question about that. The big questions here with these Cardinals, right? Well, how can they turn it around? 3-15 at night, 7-17 against right-handers, 4-12 against winning teams. It's just ugly everywhere you look with this Cardinals team. Management change, right?
Yeah, I mean, Shohei Ohtani last year, 15-9 with a 2.33 ERA and a horrible Angels team. He was also the starting pitcher and a starting, vote getter in the All-Star game. I mean, this is Mickey Mantle stuff. This is like beyond Mickey Mantle. This is like beyond Babe Ruth stuff. This is like beyond like Bo Jackson 2 Sport stuff. This is, in a day and age where athletes are talking about load management and pitching on rest and days off and all these things, this guy's doing double duty, But anyways, like you said, I think this Cardinals team is manager firing bad, really spinning. And we know the Cardinals the last 2 years have gotten it done in the last 2 months of the season. But it's like you can't lose touch because you have some teams in your division that generally aren't there. And the more teams you have to jump, the harder it's going to be. And it's like with the Pirates in there, the Cubs, I like what they're doing. They're certainly not at the Tampa Bay Rays level or anything like that, but I like what the direction that the Cubs are going, and I believe they're a couple pitchers away. But you have some other teams in there too, because you have to remember the Mets and the Braves are in the same division, and you got to figure both those teams are playoff teams. And, one of them is going to be for the wild card. So, now you're chasing down them as well. The Brewers have been playing solid baseball to start the season, have tailed off a little bit recently as well, but they have they're 8-9 games over 500 too. And, when you're 10 under, man, it's like you can't win the division in May. You can lose it in May, though. That's for sure. We saw that with the Cincinnati Reds last year.
Mitch, I haven't really looked at some of these contracts with the legalization of betting does for some of these sports team in legalized states. I know the Dodgers really haven't spent much money, and it's not legal here. The bill did not pass. I wonder if that impacted their ability to spend and go out there and get free agents. We saw the bill pass. We saw sports betting get legal in New York, and we saw what the Mets ownership is doing over there. Do you think at some point these states that don't have legalized sports betting, it's gonna impact them on the field here with revenue not coming in from these betting sites?
I think the crazy thing that we're seeing is that the teams, even though the sports betting isn't legalized in their state, and even though as affiliates we can't get licensed to market the products in those states, they're advertising in those states, not on television. They're advertising in those states on the ice in these hockey games. I saw the LA Kings game. I'm a hockey expert now because I've watched 4 games in the playoffs. And so that, just like people that start, become the college basketball experts while they're filling out their bracket, I am, a hockey expert now, and discuss it openly with Rod and Chris on our morning show. And I still I'm up to about 6 players' names that I know now in the entire league. But the thing, maybe not even that, but maybe 6 teams. But the thing is that I think the sports betting, we're still seeing the sponsorships of the sports books in this. And even before sports betting was legalized in New York, they had the Bet365 on the outfield wall in Yankee Stadium. And Bet365 is not even a New York sports book. So, it's here to stay. I don't know if it's going to stay as is. We certainly have some problems with sports betting. We're starting to see some players get into trouble with sports betting, suspended, and worse. Some players, it's kind of, we don't know what's going to happen to them. They're being Pete Rosed, basically. They're putting sports books in the stadiums, criticizing the players for betting on other sports. I don't. What are you doing? It's like putting a hot dog stand in the bullpen and then saying that you can't eat any potted meat products. I'm just really not sure what they want to do here, with this. And I think that there has to be some sort of standards. I think when the way that they introduced sports betting in the United States was a massive mistake. I said it from day one, and I'll continue to say it, is that state-by-state licensing is not the answer for sports betting. It's the problem for sports betting, because you can't have universal policy across the United States, even for people like you and I. If I want to put a banner for a sports book on my state, I basically have to fill out a mortgage application for my house. I mean, to do that, to put a banner. And I say, they call me with the questions, and I say, you realize I just want to put a banner on my website. I'm like, you realize that's what we're talking about here. I'm putting an advertising banner on my website.
So probably a federal bill is needed then.
You haven't seen, Tony or myself be nearly as aggressive as a lot of these European-owned sites that are just operators, sportsbook, and they call them operators and sportsbooks. And you guys saw this morning, I released my first video for our new sponsor, edgebet.io. They're not a sportsbook, they're a credit card company. And I think there's, for us, we're going to still put the odds out there. We're going to have the links for the sportsbooks. We appreciate it if you sign up. But we're not going to hit you over the head the way these other guys do, because I don't understand it. And the sports books, as we're finding out in my series with Dave Miller and Micah Smith, they don't always play by the rules either. They like it if you lose. They don't like it if you win, and they can say whatever they want. But when Dave Miller has a $17 limit, to bet on games that are $1. Depending on what sports book he's at. That to me, especially when, the ones that are owned by, the large hotels in Las Vegas, and they take away your tier credits and all those other things that you've earned by running bets through there, you've done nothing illegal or against the rules. All you've done is exploited their laziness.
Yep, that's indeed. All right, Mitch here on the Angels minus 121 here against the Cardinals. This one will have a start time here of 7:45 Eastern time. All right, Mitch, we get some quick scoring updates here from you, Mitch, as we do here on our show. Mets and Tigers. This was a back and forth game. Mets fell behind early, took the lead, and then lost it late in the 8th inning. Tigers 6-5.
Well, the Mets have crushed the squares now 3 games in a row. The people that love to play favorites have been crushed by the Mets. Yesterday, the Mets sweeping the Braves, who were favored in both of those games, and now the Mets going down to the Tigers in Game 1. That was Wentz on the mound, right, in that one?
Yeah.
So, and they got Michael Lorenzen coming on the way. So, I mean, if the squares are going to get stuffed again, I have to say that favorite bettors they might have gotten a good shot in a lot of games, but for the most part, they're getting handled, especially these NHL playoffs. And, the Miami Heat, undid the favorite players. We saw the Lakers do it last night, and we're seeing it in Major League Baseball across the board, because starting pitchers only go 5 innings. So anyone who's basing their picks on pitching, you're an idiot. If you hear anyone say that, tell me if any of my guys are doing it, I'll fire them on the spot.
All right, next up here we had Diamondbacks, and this was a back-and-forth game. The D-backs up with a 6-2 lead. They lose it 7-6, but come back firing here 12-7 here against the Rangers in a back-and-forth game.
I had a premium pick today on those Diamondbacks up against the Texas Rangers. They did me dirty yesterday with Zach Gallen on the mound, but they turned it around for me today. I just thought, I'm not a line watcher guy. I'm learning more about it with Dave and Micah. But, as far as that sort of thing goes, baseball isn't really a sport that they do. They do have a strategy that they do with baseball. We haven't really discussed it yet, but we will talk about it on one of the upcoming shows. But the thing is that I noticed about in baseball, and I see this all the time, is that there's certain pitchers that get super favoritism by the sports books in certain teams and certain situations. And first-time starters generally are not treated with just plus 100, plus 110 odds, especially on the road in spots like that. So it just seemed very odd to me. We knew that this guy was highly regarded coming in, but so was George Kirby and Alek Manoah in his first start, and we got great payers on that. I mean,
I miss the days when they undervalued Roy Halladay when he came in. Remember that?
Halladay and my other guy was Tin Lincecum. They undervalued him all the way to the Cy Young Award. I got plus odds on him all the way up until like early September. It was like on every single time out because he had long hair.
That's
it was
right.
like, he's got long hair. He's plus 165.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's right. No doubt.
And the run lines.
Oh,
I mean, one of my best baseball betting seasons ever was the year that the Freak won the Cy Young.
Yeah, no doubt. Giants and Astros, low scoring affair. Giants got up late and held it here, 4-2. A pretty good outing there by Webb today.
Outstanding outing by Webb, and this game showed you at least through the first 5 to 6 innings of this game, showed you just the way that baseball is kind of supposed to be played and the way that it used to be and what they're kind of trying to get back to now. The first 5 or 6 innings was an hour and 3 minutes, and that's 2 ground ball pitchers, and that's what you can get. If you have 2 ground ball pitchers, that's what you're going to get. 5 innings, an hour and 3 minutes, and there's nothing wrong with it. And we still saw some offense. We still saw some pop there. But the Astros, Jose Altuve is back in action, but not cleared to play yet. So we have to keep an eye on the Astros because we're going to get value. A lot of the betting public who have been roasted by the Astros, on my Jay Briggs do not bet list or whatever you want to call them, you have to remember that once Altuve comes back in, just like last year, then all of a sudden they're going to be back to being the Astros, and it's like we're not going to get value on them long, so we'll have to really jump on it early and often.
The under comes in there. Reds and Padres in progress here, top of the 7th. You see Seth's on the mound. I know people would have. I think the Padres run line was a popular bet today. 7-1 Padres over the Reds.
I'm not a big Seth Lugo guy. I avoided this game. Rod and I, we had a long discussion on this morning show. And basically, the outcome was Seth's a straight ass, and we know that he is, and but it makes it tough to bet him. But I'd rather take a shot on him than Seth Lugo at minus 240 and act like a hero. It's just this is what I'm in. It's not a premium pick, but it's like it's my bankroll, and I can if I want to put $20 on Sessa. Just on an anti-Lugo bet, I can do it.
Phillies and Dodgers, and probably Dodgers scrambling back here. Top of the 8th, down now 5-4. Again, the Dodgers getting to the bullpen here of the Phillies. Phillies' middle relief is still as bad as it was last year. They got away with a little bit. They need starters to go deep in game. Nola got knocked around a little bit late in his tour of duty here today. But Phillies hold on to that 1-run lead, top of the 8th.
Nola's actually improved this year. Last year we saw him get bounced around a lot by around the 4th inning, so he has actually taken it out, stretched it out a little bit further. He's still not the pitcher many believe that he is. I thought Gavin Stone was an interesting choice for the Dodgers to go today, and I still am not sure exactly what the story is. Maybe you know more than we do, Tony. Is he replacing Syndergaard in the rotation, or is he going back to the minors tomorrow? I'm just not really sure.
Yeah, I think it's a minor. I think he's headed back to the minors. Although he's really highly touted, he actually put up some pretty good minor league numbers. But they still have Pipiet out, and that's someone who they counted on. But they're still waiting to see if he can get back healthy.
I'm interested to see. I think he's a guy that ends up in the majors within a couple months.
Yeah. There you go with the score rundown here for Mitch. Mitch, wants everybody know what's happened over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place.
Well, I can't even count everything that we're doing, and hopefully I don't leave anybody or anything out. But we have prop bets with Mills Young. He's been on fire with that. We have prize picks with Mike Davis. We have first 5 innings with Mike Davis. We have our morning show with Chris, Rod, and I. Today, I think, was one of the best shows we ever had. I know Chris wasn't there, but it was still Rod and I had a really good time on the show. Thanks to our friends at Grammarly for Rod's 46 most common mistakes in the list that they put out. 46. Grammarly has tapped out. And then we have I've been doing my 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. I've added my double down play, and that will run for at least the next 5 weeks. That's sponsored by edgebet.io. Most people know we're the most viewed sports betting YouTube channel out there. They know it because I say it repeatedly, and that means that we have a lot of opportunity. You guys don't see me, cuddling up with the sports books and talking about like, oh, I'm meeting with these operators and doing these things like that, right? It's like, we're here to crush the books, and it's like I want products and to advertise things that really help you guys. And I thought that this EdgeBet.io was just something a little bit different and something that actually helped people and facilitated them with cash flow that they need to beat the books, even though they might not have it on themselves, and to do it on terms that they can understand. Anyways, I just got actually an email from our friends at EdgeBet. It actually just came in. Through my email just this second, and they were astounded by the number of people that already signed up over at EdgeBet to try out their product. I'm dying to hear from you guys all about it. And of course, our show that we're doing with Dave Miller and Micah Smith, this one's going to be straight fire. It's going to be once a week. We'll also have live shows with them, and I'm hoping to get them on the drive-through here. But the thing is, Micah a little tough to pull stuff out of, so Tony will have to work overtime on that. Dave Miller, opposite, it's like you got to reel him in a little bit. So he's a great guy, D-Mill and Mike. I'm excited to have those guys, and I think they're kind of been the missing key. We have Al McMorty, who is just the numbers guy, and kind of like a really straight handicapper with his systems and programs and everything like that. These guys are just more like I don't even care what the team is or who the players are. I'm strictly Dave Koken looking at the number, right?
At the number,
these are the guys where Koken's like, I'm playing the number. These are the guys showing you exactly how they really are playing the number. These guys aren't chasing sharp action out there. They're not chasing, some app that they get for $10 or anything like that. These guys are the guys that are creating those moves out there. And it's interesting to hear what they have to say. We're going to talk about some of the challenges that they have at the sportsbook, getting their action in, because you see these guys with these stacks of cash on YouTube and, these Lamborghinis and these big chains and stuff. And, Dave and Mike are millionaires. I mean, they are. And it's like you saw them on the show yesterday. You wouldn't know them from any other guy walking down the street. I mean, that's how they are.
We all know people with money, and they're not flashing it. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly. And the thing is like, they're not that style of handicapper. They're not that style of sports bettor. They're too busy to be able to put on a show like that. It's like they're excited to be with us because it's like they know they don't really have to do the work to get their name out there and to kind of do what they want to do and reach all these people, and that's why they're excited to work with us. But it's because they're working the phones, or they're working the apps, they're doing all that sort of stuff. I'm excited to work with them. I'm still trying to talk Rod into doing YouTube shorts on our channel as well. I'm doing my dog of the day. You guys, the comments on the dog of the day, you got to tone them down a little bit. I can't hear the music, so you got to keep them down a little bit. Hard to hear the music with all that text on the page.
Absolutely. All right, Mitch, have yourself a great afternoon, evening. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, everybody. On my premium picks, we are on a 6-game heater on our $19 big play. Ever since I started growing the Fu Manchu mustache, since I can't shave because all the cuts on my face. Thanks, everyone. Make it a winning day.
You got it. Mitch here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, we'll continue here on the show. Let's welcome in El Ninos. You catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, we'll have a lot of picks for you here on the show. Let's bring in El Ninos. We're going to go with some Major League Baseball here for you in a second. Let's see if we can bring in El Ninos right now. El, what's happening? El Ninos. Wake up. All right, I don't know what's going on with L. He's giving us a little pose there, so let's continue on. I think Wayne Scott was the next one up. We got NBA with Wayne, so we can catch Wayne over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's bring in Wayne in right now. I think we're ready to roll. Well, let's see here. Let's bring him in right now. Wayne Scott. Here we go. Wayne, ready to roll. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog fam?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. The big one for tonight, featuring 76ers here and the Celtics here. We have news here with MB. Looks like he's pointing to playing tonight. We've seen that line come down from 10 now. Celtics 7.5, total 216.
Yes, sir. We got Marcus Smart on the game time decision, so we'll hear from Tony to see if they updated to see if he's going to play yet or not. But last game, man, Philly came in here and they pretty much shocked the world. I don't care if you was on Philly plus 10 or Boston minus 9, but a lot of people weren't feeling like Philly could get out of there with a win. And to be honest with you, Boston hit them with a good shot that game. It was a game where they were up 12. They were up early. They had a top first half, scoring about over 50% from three-point shooting. This Boston team isn't very known for scoring in the paint. They had a tremendous game in the paint, scoring 66 points, and Philly only 42. But Philly stayed right back, stayed in the game the whole time, chipped in, and got the outright win, 119-115. Philly, off of 1 day's rest, this Philly team is second in the lead at 33-22 at 60%. They are sixth in the lead at 31-24, coming off a win, which they just did, ATS. And this Celtics team, they're not as good coming off a rest. And I love what Philly has here. I really still not understanding this line. I do know Celtics have came back and bounced back typically well in situations like this, but it hasn't been Philly. And when Embiid coming back tonight, I feel like Doc Rivers did a good job causing them to have a lot of turnovers with that 2-3. And I think he implements that a little bit more. And I don't think Embiid is going to be playing the whole time. I think he's probably going to be on a little minute restriction. So I look for that small lineup to be pesky and them to come in and cover this 8 points, 8.5.
All right, here we go. We got Wayne here taking here the 76ers now plus 7.5 with that line coming down here. It looks like Marcus Smart is in the lineup, expected to play. Actually, again, the only one out is Gallinari. Gallinari's been out pretty much the entire season. No different than when he was with the Clippers or the Nuggets. Always on the injury report, Gallinari. So there you go there. But yeah, looks like we got both teams healthy going into this one.
Yes, sir, and that's a good thing. Like you said, if Boston can make it to the next series, maybe we'll see Gallinari. But I don't know, man. This Philly team, man, coming back winning Embiid, I think the cover is there for them, and the outright win might be there for them to grab too as well in this one. They're rolling. They haven't lost in this playoffs yet. 6-0 in their last 6. 4-0-1 ATS after a win, and their ATS wise, I'm gonna roll with Philly here and take them points.
All right, there we go. We got here Wayne here with the 76ers plus 8.5 here against the Celtics. This one will have a start time here, 8 Eastern time. Tonight it's on TNT. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we do have still 8 games left on the board. Major League Baseball. We do have a single NBA, couple on the ice. Good results in the NBA for this season. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Just 2 plays a day. I had a great month last month. Coming into a good week, 2 back, 2 plays a day. Best bet in the MLB and best bet in the L. Go to pickdogs.com, scoop it up. If one play at a time is not for you, grab something long term. You'll get every play that I release, and let's cash on them.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs. Good results there you see in the NBA. So get on board with Wayne. Get on board with them his 1 day passes day or the long term passes is 3, 7 or 30 day all sports pass. You get all of Wayne's premium plays without period of time you select when you go to his handicapper page and make that purchase member pick. It's a promo code at checkout to save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you show. You need that success. We'll catch up with you again on tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's cash this Philly plus 8.5. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Wayne Scott here on the drive to. Let's continue, guys. Next up here, well, don't see El Ninos parked yet, so we'll get on to. We'll bring in Wet Rod Zawacky. El Ninos still on frozen screen, so we'll go ahead and welcome in Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dog Sprim, doing some great work there. We'll bring him in right now. It's always been good to us here on the show. Let's see. I think we're ready to roll here with Rod with a nice baseball pick for us here tonight on the show. Rod, what's happening?
Hey, enjoying the nice sunny day out here in Alberta. The weather's nice 80 degrees. I can't complain. Running the field, playing with the dogs. Great day out here in Alberta. So definitely enjoying this Wednesday. Now it's time to enjoy some sports.
Yeah, some sports. We're going over to Major League Baseball here with Rod. Pirates and the Rays going head-to-head. Rays big favorites here, a total of 7.
Yeah, this one, this should be a great game. I got this one on the TV. I got tuned in and watched this game. Mitch Keller getting the start for the Pirates. He's off to a nice 3-0 start this season. And he's actually in his 6 starts. The team's actually 5-1. So rolling right along when Mitch Keller's been on the mound to have these Pirates. But look at the Rays on the other side. McClanahan gets the start for these Rays. And he's off to an even better start. 6-0. The team is 6-0 in his 6 starts, 5-0 this season. At home, 2-0 with a 1.59 ERA. Definitely early on in this game, we definitely got a pitcher's duel on our hands, so I wouldn't mind taking the under as well. But Pirates, Pirates are very good against lefties this season, batting .278 with .366 on base percentage versus lefties this season. And we know McClanahan's a lefties. I think the Pirates can might be able to get him for a few hits or get some guys on and might get a hit here and there and might be able to pull a lead and keep this game close with the Rays. Down the stretch, it's going to be close. Both bullpens really good. You look at the Rays, holds just a slight edge, 2.85 in the bullpen for the Rays and low 3.02 for the Pirates. So both bullpens not bad. You look, Pirates 6-0 in their last 6 versus a left-handed starter. They're also 4-0 in Keller's last 4 starts off of 5 days rest for Keller. And you look at the Rays, 3-8 in their last 11 games versus the NL Central. Haven't done so well in interleague. 1-4 in their last 5 interleague versus teams with winning records. So why not take a shot here with the Pirates on the money line? If you don't mind, if you want to lay the minus 121. I don't mind the plus 1.5 here as well. But let's go for the Pirates money line.
All right, Pirates are a pretty good team this season. Look at their record, right? That's all you got to see here. Although this is the biggest test for them. Obviously, when anyone playing Tampa Bay is going to be facing their biggest test. There's no doubt about that. But again, you got to feel like you have a shot with Keller, right? You got to like those strikeouts. Those strikeout pitchers can get it. When it's 1st and 3rd and 1 out, you get that strikeout. All you need is a fly ball, and you're out of the inning, right? 27% strikeout right there for Keller.
Yeah, exactly, right. And the Rays are only hitting 270 against righties, so definitely a good shot here. And I like the way the Pirates have been hitting lefties all season long. So I really think they can get to McClanahan in this game. Might be able to get up early and just hold that lead right on through, from the start to the end of this game. So go Pirates.
Go Pirates indeed. Rod here on the Pirates, plus 185 here against the Rays. Well, now that we have Rod with us, you know what we like to do, right? And let me go ahead and bring in. Let me go in here and bring in some data here for Rod. As we'll look at some of the hockey for today. As we'll bring this up. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the data here for the NHL because boy, why don't you kind of let everybody know what you thought of last night's action? And I bring in the data here for this for the series. Actually, we're ready to roll here. Let's go with the games here. For tonight, we start here at 7 Eastern time. Hurricanes and Devils. Look at the close line here. Hurricanes minus 108. Total sits here at 5.5.
Yeah, you look at this one, and this is going to be a coin flip game as both teams pretty evenly matched. I got to give a little bit of the edge to the Hurricanes on defense, and this building's going to be going absolutely bananas. We know Raleigh loves their hockey, so in Carolina, they sent them off on the airplane when they played in the bubble. They had a big old parade and paraded them out to the airplane. So we know that Hurricanes are definitely rooting for the home team crowd here. And we've seen in the first 2 games yesterday, rest doesn't always equal the advantage. It looked the team's a little bit rusty. For me, the Leafs in yesterday's game, I'm rest didn't equal rest. Bobrovsky stood on his head and stole that game 1 for the Leafs. They outshot the Panthers, and the Leafs went 0-4 on the power play. So what are we going to get here? I would lean the Hurricanes, but I think the better play is the under. You look at Schmid and what he's done since he's come in, and he's been shut down goaltender. He shut down the Rangers.
Yeah.
Shut them right down and kept them from lighting the lamp and moving on. And I think that's what you get here. Anderson's going to get the start for the Hurricanes. I like the under 5.5. I think 2-1, 3-1 if somebody pops an empty netter in this one.
All right, speaking of rest, the Oilers, Golden Knights have had some rest here. They're going to be hosting the Oilers here, big game 1 here, right with that Oilers cap ESPN. We're seeing the road team Oilers favored here, 119, total 6.5.
Well, yeah, because you look at the 4 meetings between these two teams this year, and the Oilers won 3 of those. Vegas got 1 win, and that was in overtime. They needed to beat the Oilers. So and you look over the past 2 seasons, the Oilers are 6-1-1 versus the Golden Knights. I think they hold the edge here. You know who I'm rooting for. So let's go with the total. See the 6.5 goals seems a little light. You know that Skinner can give up the goals. Laurent Brossoit, well, you must have seen that guy before. He used to play for the Winnipeg Jets, so they've seen him plenty of times over the last few seasons when he was with the Jets. So I think Vegas' goaltending is a shaking situation here. Don't give the Oilers the power play. I know Vegas is very stingy when it comes to very disciplined teams. So the Oilers must capitalize on those power plays when they're given the opportunity. And it's the best we've seen in the NHL ever. So I think the Oilers can attack the power play there and get a couple goals. And we know the Vegas Knights, they can get some goals as well. I like the over in this one.
All right, over there here from Rod Zawacky. And, of course, this play here on the show, Pirates, the big underdog, plus 185 against the Rays for tonight's action. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Box for tonight's action. Of course, great results the last 7 days. Rod's been on absolute fire. Tonight we still have 10 games here on the board for Major League Baseball. We also have those 1 from the NBA, 2 on the ice. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium, we're on a nice run in MLB, 10-6 this week. That's included. That's showing included in that. I got a nice 3-play in the MLB. Nice bird cage there for you guys. Scoop it up. Also got my $19 NHL sniper play, 16-7 the last 23 there. And I got a couple plays long term. I do have a play in tonight's NBA action, and then I got a bonus NHL play as well. So head on over, scoop it up. Grab that 3-day pass. Great deal, $70. Gets you everything you're going for 3 days. You'll get today's action, tomorrow's action, Friday's action, and you probably get most of Saturday's action. I like to put things in early Friday. Now we can take it easy and watch some sports. So head on over, use that promo code PICK, save 15% off all your purchases over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's continue to make some money.
Right,
and that bookies.
Pound that bookie. Get on board with Rod Zawacky. You see the great results here the past 7 days. Get on board with Rod. Use that promo code PICKACHECK and save 15% off. The long-term passes are your best value there. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. To that success, we'll catch up with you again here on Steak Friday. But let everybody know they can catch you every day at 10 a.m. each time here with the morning show. And, of course, your Puck Dogs video series with Chris.
Yeah, definitely tune in 10:30 Eastern time. Me, Mitch, and Chris will be back in a couple days. So definitely he'll be back there with us as well. And definitely tune in, like, subscribe, that way you get notified when those Puck Dog videos get released. That way you can get the best of the number with us, as we love doing those videos for you guys. So definitely tune in, check those out. We appreciate everybody. Smash that like button. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. And yes, I did hear Mitch. Maybe I should jump in and start doing a shorts video.
Yes.
Watch coming in the future.
Coming in the future from Rod Zawacky with those short videos. All right, Rod, have yourself a great evening. Enjoy Thursday night, and then we'll catch you back here on the drive-thru on Steak Friday, but we'll catch you again tomorrow on the morning show.
Definitely. You take care, Tony. We'll see you Steak Friday.
Got it. Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. We even have Ninos' pick. I don't know where Ninos is lost somewhere, but so we'll catch up to him in a little bit. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. More baseball coverage. We'll bring in Dana Lane. He has been on absolute fire here on the website. Ready to roll here with Dana. Dana, what's happening?
How you doing, man? I've spent yet another day defending the Oakland A's move to Las Vegas on social media. I'm exhausted, but I'm looking forward to tonight's slate.
What's there to defend? It should be a no-brainer in my eyes.
It's not, and I understand. Not to go off on this, but it's nice to actually speak rather than type all day. I understand the people in Oakland. I get it. I mean, nobody likes to get their team ripped out of their city. I don't want their team ripped out of their city. I'd rather have an expansion team. But beggars can't be choosers sometimes. And the fact of the matter is, they've had. Listen, I was at this stadium 20 years ago. It was a garbage dump then. Yep. It's a garbage dump now. And when the Raiders left, that was the time where they said, whoa, hold on. I mean, if you didn't wake up by the Warriors leaving, maybe wake up by the Raiders leaving. You have three teams that want to leave that city. And what people are forgetting about this is when John Fisher or any other owner in Major League Baseball goes to sell their team, the net worth of this team will skyrocket being in Las Vegas over Oakland. That is an absolute fact. And people just look at things from year to year. They don't look at the long-term investment. And John Fisher knows that the long-term investment should be in Las Vegas.
That's right. And we see a lot of movement here from corporate. Elon Musk moved some of his business to Texas, right? That's just the way business works here in the United States, right? The owner has the right to move, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I mean, I've said this a lot of times, even in the entertainment business, I always remind people when you don't like something or you feel like an actor is being wrongfully cast in a movie, or you want somebody else to be in a movie, this is the entertainment business. It is the music business. It is the only word that you need to focus on is the business part of it. And these owners are in it to make money. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. Moving to Las Vegas, you become an international team, just like the Vegas Golden Knights have, just like the Vegas Raiders have, just like the Las Vegas Aces have. Moving from San Antonio, they come to Vegas, they win a championship. They're all over TV. Their brand is through the roof. The net worth of the Oakland Raiders they're in the top 10 when they were in the bottom 10 before they moved to Las Vegas.
Well, when Oakland was making the playoffs, they still weren't drawing fans.
And this is the thing that drives me nuts. People act like, and I know they like to put these photos up on social media that shows 20,000 people in the Coliseum, and that's all nice. And you have to go a long way for those photos. But the fact of the matter is, attendance in Oakland, and by the way, in Tampa too, which is maybe even a bigger travesty.
Nashville.
This cannot continue for these franchises. And I don't believe if you build a new ballpark in Oakland, I don't believe all of a sudden 30,000 people are going to show up to your games. Yep. They haven't in Miami, I can tell you that.
Yep, that's no doubt about that. Of course, there's talk that Nashville is trying to make a play here for Major League Baseball. Could be Tampa there on the move, so keep an eye there. Tonight we go to Colorado. Well, they're doing a good job drawing fans there in Colorado and not attacking the Dodgers and Giants like some of the other teams like to do in their division. They've been kind of squeaky clean there. Even with the Dodger fans, a lot of fans over there, they're still civil there in that stadium. Rockies here against the Brewers. Brewers are down here to minus 110, total of 12.
Yeah, terrific organization, by the way. Colorado does everything right. They don't always put a winner on the field, but those fans pack that stadium. So I give them a lot of credit. I don't think they get the credit they deserve for being one of the best fan bases in Major League Baseball. But on to tonight's game, Eric Lauer against Kyle Freeland. And this total was what caught my eye. I knew it was going to be high because of who the starters were. But for Kyle Freeland, I don't think people realize how good he's actually been. And I know he had that game against the Pirates where he got lit up in 2 2/3 inning, got lit up for 7 earned runs and that 14-3 loss to the Bucks. But other than that, every other start, and by the way, was fantastic in the World Baseball Classic, every other start has been a quality start for Kyle Freeland. Now, here's some of the things that I worry about if I'm going to go under the total. Well, I worry about Colorado defensively. We know that they're horrible defensively, and Kyle Freeland is a pitcher that is not a strikeout pitcher. He's he pitches to contact. So Colorado will have to play well defensively. And also, Freeland will have to stay away from the home run ball, which hurt him a couple starts ago. So those are my concerns. But against the Philadelphia Phillies, against Arizona Diamondbacks, I know the Phillies aren't what they were. I know the Diamondbacks playing a little bit better than what people expected. He allowed 10 hits in 12 innings against those two teams, and that's his last 2 starts. So that's his recent form. I feel pretty confident in his ability to at least keep the Brewers in that 3 to 4, maybe 5 run mark, and then hopefully that Colorado bullpen takes over in the 6th or 7th. I hope he can go 6 innings. That's what I'm banking on tonight. But he has been fantastic. Also, in 4 of his 6 starts this year, we can never bank on Colorado scoring enough runs for him. With 4 out of the last 6 starts, he has only been given 3 runs or less in those starts. So not exactly an offensive juggernaut behind him. And yes, I know everybody's probably screaming that Eric Lauer's numbers are not good against Colorado, and they're even worse in Colorado. But the one thing that I rely on here, and the one thing that we miss as handicappers sometimes, is relying on bullpens. And this is, I mean, you talk about Tampa Bay, watching that game last night against the Pirates, and I'm sure again tonight, maybe to a lesser extent with McClanahan going, you're going to see bullpens play a major role in whether teams cash tickets for you or not. And if we know that anything about the Milwaukee Brewers, we also know that the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen is as good as any team in baseball. In fact, only the Orioles have a better ERA, a bullpen ERA, than the Brewers. So if we can get Lauer through 4 innings, 5 innings, maybe he goes 6, I'm going to really lean on that great Brewer bullpen to push this one home. I just think 12 is a lot, and I'm going to go with the under tonight. That's
right. Lauer with an ERA of 5 means you're probably going to give up, 3 runs in 5 innings, and then you turn it over to a bullpen that's 2 and change. So that looks a good start. Also, too, the Brewers are really struggling here, hitting lefties just 207.
Yeah, listen, this Brewers team, I know they had a great series early on against the Mets. I really took notice of that. Since then, kind of sporadic in my confidence level with them. It's crazy. They're fighting for first place with the Pirates, and I'm going to say that as many times as I can because it just makes my heart feel good. But if you look at past history in these games, you would think, well, we're going to see a lot of over games. Well, that's not true. And in fact, if you just take Milwaukee's record, or Milwaukee after a loss, they're 19-6-3 after a loss to the under. So that's telling me, hey, look, we lose a game, we come back and we really buckle down the next game, and I expect that to happen tonight as well. 15-6-1 in their last 22 games in Colorado when these two teams meet. So at least historically, and you know how I feel about historical numbers, they only tell you where you've been, not where you're going. But historically, from a trend standpoint, the under certainly is in play here.
All right, Dana here, Brewers, Rockies under 12. This one to have a start time, 8:40 Eastern time. All right, Dana, let's take a look over at Pick Dog. We're putting up some great numbers in baseball. 1,234 units of profit in baseball for 2023. Still 8 games on the board for Major League Baseball. 2 on the ice, 1 NBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, we got 1 game left up today. That's the Oakland-Seattle game. That's at 6:40. The Braves game just went off, so we're involved in that one. But good win with the Tigers early on. Encouraged by that. It was a big plus money winner, so we're off to a good start today. And it's been fantastic. I mean, like I told everybody before the season started, I feel more confident about this season as I have any others. And so far, excluding just a little tiny dip early on, it's been phenomenal, and I expect that to continue.
All right, guys, I get aboard Dana Lane over at Pick Dog Premium. Great results, as you can see right there. 1,234 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dog Premium in baseball this year. So get on board. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. The long-term pass is the way to go. Dana has that $3, $7, or $30 sports pass. 1-month pass gets you, much of the NBA up until the finals, as well as the NHL. You get a bit of finals coverage as well, NHL, with that 1-month all sports pass, 30 days of baseball. Get on board. Pick is the promo code to save 15% off. All right, Dana, as always, great having you show. See that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. All the best to everybody.
Dana Lane here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on. Up next is James Clark. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in James right now. Ready for some NBA action here with James. James, what's happening? All right, doing great, James. All right, here we go tonight. We're going to the NBA tonight here as you're going to be looking at the 76ers and Celtics game.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at this a little bit different. I'm going to be looking at the total here, guys. The total, if you look around, it's 216.5, 217. They went well over the number last time, and I think it was like 215. It's 119 to 115. Yeah, look for Embiid to play tonight, guys. I think it slows it down. I think it slows the game down. Without Embiid, they was running and gunning up and down the floor, real fast pace. Both teams shot the ball incredibly well. If you look at the last game, the Sixers shot the ball, 53% of the whole game, and the Celtics shot the ball 60%. The whole game from the field, and then you look at 3-point line. The Celtics shot 46% from the 3-point line, and then Boston, they was right there at 40% from the 3-point line. And then even the foul shots. Celtics didn't miss the foul shot. Boston only missed one foul shot. So there's a lot of hot shooting going on in the first game, and I think it kind of comes down here in the second game. I think you see more defense here in the second game. A little less run and gun. You're probably gonna still see a lot of threes. I don't think they go in many as go in as they did last game. And I like the under here, 216, 217. Shop your best number. You want your highest number, but either one, I think this game goes under.
All right, James says go under 216.5 here, 76ers and Celtics. Of course, when you take out the game one from the series, the 76ers played about the slowest pace of any team in the postseason in their first round series, averaging just 90.5 possessions per 48 minutes. That was a very slow pace in that series there against Brooklyn for 76ers here. So you're kind of looking about here with Embiid here. We're going back to that really slow pace.
That's what I figure. Like I said, it was a real up and down pace last game. You put Embiid in there, they're going to let him catch up, coming down the floor, let him get, to his post moves inside. They're going to be looking for him more, Harden running and gunning for three, Maxwell taking off, dunking, shooting threes. With Harden back, I think it slows it down. Like you said, their pace in the first series, and then you had him be the whole series there, and then you don't have him for the first game. They go for this big frantic pace, a lot more threes too. I know Embiid shoots some more threes, but I just look for it to slow down, more defense. I really like the under in this game.
All right, James here, 76ers and Celtics under 216.5. This one have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time over on TNT. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, James, we have one on the NBA, two on the ice, still 8 to go in Major League Baseball. Good results over the past 7 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I had 2 3-packs, but I had one just to go off with the Braves game in a 3-pack. But I still got a 3-pack up there. Last night, guys, I said, we was going to go 6-0 yesterday, to get my plays. We had one rain out, and we still went 4-1. So I look for tonight, if you didn't hop onto the 3-pack, the earlier 3-pack that went off, get tonight's 3-pack. As we go 3-0, I like to go 6-0 in both of them if you got them. But if we go with the one I got right now, it's 3 MLB plays, 3 games that I really love. I think we can sweep the board. I think when I put plays out, guys, I put plays out every night to try to sweep the board. I just ain't putting plays out, to hope we win more than we lose. I put plays out to try, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Whatever plays I put that out, I'm sure all cappers do. But, look for those plays, guys. After we go 3-0 or whatever, upgrade to 3-7 or 30 days, guys. Or, like I say, every time I'm on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with any of them that's on the show or it's on the site, guys, and we'll put some money in your pockets.
That's right, guys. Got to go over the James Hawk over at Pick Dodge Premium. Great results last 7 days, last 24 hours as well. Long-term pass will serve you well. He does have a 3-pack up there, a couple 3-packs up there, but the long-term passes, 3, 7, 30 All Sports Pass. You get all his premium plays for that time period select. You go over to his handicapper page and make that purchase Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. All right, James, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you on Friday, if not sooner.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you letting me fill in tonight. If I don't see y'all tomorrow, guys, I'll see y'all Friday.
Indeed. James Clark here on the drive. So let's continue on. Guys, we're going to get to the recap, then get to my pick, because my pick starts a little later here. So let's get to the recap and recap plays. Couldn't find out Ninos, so I don't know what the story was. Maybe his phone ran out of juice. So let's get right here to the recap right now, and we'll get to my play. Let's go here. Recap. Here we roll. We start off with Mitch. Mitch liked the Angels here, minus the 121 here against the Cardinals. Ninos, Mariners run line. That would have been his pick today. Run line. Lay the 1.5 plus 100 against Athletics. Wayne was on the 76ers plus now 7.5. Let's make sure that's still 7.5. I believe. Just want to make sure there has been no late movement here. Still 7.5 in most places. We are seeing some 8.5s pop up in a Vegas shop as well. So 7.5s in many of the marketplaces right now. Rod on the Pirates plus 185 against the Rays. Dana, Brewers, Rockies under 12. 76ers and Celtics under 216.5. That was James's pick, and my pick will be the Twins plus 108 here against the White Sox. The one I like the most, I like that Brewers Rockies under 12 there from Dana Lane. All right, let's get to my pick here. As we talked about earlier, I do like the Twins here in this one, plus the 108 here against the against the Chicago White Sox. That's the one I'll be going with here in today's play for you guys here on the show. And mainly it comes down in this one here is I know we have Dylan Cease on the hill. Cease sitting here with an ERA just over 4. Also, too, what bothers me here with this White Sox, the fact is they got a losing culture. They're losing games left and right. But the bullpen has just been bad at home. White Sox bullpen, 8.70 ERA at home. Cease's numbers have been poor at home as well. And, of course, we're looking here at Louis Varland to get the expected starter. 5 starts in 2022, ERA 3.81, whip of 1.23. 1 start in the season, giving up 3 runs with 8 strikeouts and 6 innings at the Yankees. So had a pretty good strikeout rate in that first to start here. He did strike out 25 and 15 innings in his 3 AAA starts this season. So we'll go here Twins plus 108 in this one. Guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium. I've got 4 premiums on the board right now. A best bet from baseball and a 3-pack featuring an NBA pick with 2 on baseball. So get on board. Remember, long-term passes, 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Select. When you go over to my handicapper page and make that purchase, of course, the 2-for-1 capper promotion, you can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. Let's give you a scoreboard update before we let you guys go here. We had lots going on right now in baseball, so we'll bring up that scores for you right now. We have right now in action here is the Phillies and the Dodgers. 6-6 here in the bottom of the 9th. The Dodgers took the lead 6-5 in the 8th inning on a base error, and then Gratterall blows the save here with 2 outs. Phillies get a clutch hit. 6-6 now, bottom 9th, and the Dodgers here with a runner on first and second, 1 out here, bottom 9th. So that game here is still in doubt. And of course, the other game that is going on right now, actually bottom 2nd here, Pirates, no score against the Rays. 7-1 still, Padres, top of the 9th here. Top of the 9th, 2 outs. Padres look like they're ready to close this one out here against the Reds. And of course, this one has just began here, Pirates, Rays, no score, bottom 2nd. And of course, Braves with 4 across right away. Boy, the Braves minus 137 on the road. 4-0 already on the Marlins, top of the 2nd inning. And of course, the Mets and Tigers. Tigers again put 2 across early on, 2-0 here. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Looking for the sweep against the Mets. And Cubs and Nationals still to come. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll bring our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. They'll have what their plays for you live here for you on the show. And of course, make sure you like, subscribe, and set notifications. We want you guys live with us. Get the plays in real time to get the best numbers. And don't forget, it always gets started every single day here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show. You got Mitch, you got Chris, you got Rod with that morning show. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tool show is Nerfy show as well. Nick now with his Nerfy show. Rod, Zawacky, and Chris with their Puck Dogs NHL videos. Ron Romanelli with his breakdown from Major League Baseball. We got Jay's Jam Session from the NBA. It's 4 p.m. Eastern Time live. Of course, he has his morning drop for you as well. Lots of great content. Mills with his with his prop plays. We also have Mike Davis with his first 5 innings and his prize picks. Lots of content here on the show. Of course, Brad and Mills with their UFC show on Saturday, following the morning show. Guys, so make sure you tune in and make sure you like and subscribe. That's going to do it for our show today. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today's show. Going to wave goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening. We'll catch up with you again here tomorrow.